In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 things that I absolutely hate about my Corolla GR. And for those of you who don't know, I just bought this, and this is a 2024 Corolla GR Premium Edition. Now, the first thing that I'm going to go over is going to actually be the interior, so we're going to go ahead inside the car. Okay, so the first thing is going to be with the climate control, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the car on so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so with this climate control, I think that these two buttons, these two dials should have actually been switched, because you can see the numbers here. And when you're in the car and when you're driving this, you'll see what I'm saying. But whenever you go to adjust the number, your hand, which is your right hand that's moving this, obviously, is covering the number. So when I'm spinning it, I have to keep moving my hand to know where I'm at. And like, there's little notches in here that you can feel whenever they click. So if I have it on 70, and what I've been doing, if I want to have it on 65, I have to let this click 5 times so that I know that I'm there. But if they switch this would have been a lot easier, because we have about 6 notches up and down here. So that would be really easy to control from this side, and then you'd be able to see the number. But I just hate that. That just bothers me. That's probably my number one thing on this, is just guessing where it's at when you're driving. I think it's so stupid, and they definitely should have flipped those around. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Okay, next is going to be this wireless charging pad, and I know this is pretty cool. I never had these in any of my other cars, so I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. But the thing that I actually don't like about this is that it charges so dang slow. And I could have the phone sitting on here on a road trip for 2 hours, and the thing goes, it probably charges up maybe 2%, and I'm running no apps or anything on the phone. Let me know in the comments if this is happening to you guys, or if this works well, if this charges your phone fast. It just isn't even worth it. And I'm going to go back over to here, because what I find myself doing is using this charging port back here and plugging a cable directly to my phone, and it seems to be able to charge so much faster. Alright, so the next thing that I absolutely hate, if you can see on the glove box, you can kind of tell what's missing here. This does not have a lock on it, and for me, I do keep personal items in my car, and in this car, I kind of can't do that the way that I would like. This is just another level of security that I like, so it's just kind of sad that it doesn't have that. And the next thing that I hate on this car, it may just be situational for me. I'm about 5'11", and I feel like this seat is a little bit too high. I don't think it really has to do with my height, but in my other cars, my TTRS and my GTI, my seats sit a lot lower to the ground. My legs are not angled down. They're angled more like out, and that's how I like it. I think it's a little bit more comfortable. This seat's like a regular Corolla, so it's like an economy car. Now, when you look out, I mean, it still looks like I'm at a good level here. I'm not like sitting like too high. So this part I think is fine where my height is, but I think that down here I'm just too up to where like my legs bend. It irritates my legs the way when I shift. It just doesn't feel like a sports car. Sports cars should have the seats slammed to the ground. And again, let me know what you guys think about that, because that's how I like my sports cars. Most of my gripes are actually just with the interior of this car, because I think it is lacking a lot, and I am being a little bit picky. These lock and unlock buttons, same with the window switches, they don't have any lights on them. And I think that that's a little bit weird, especially at nighttime when you're driving. It just doesn't give you that like driver experience. It's like you have to have your hand over here and like fish around. And like, especially if you needed to lock your car in like an instance, something was about to happen and you needed to lock your car quickly, all you have is 2 little dots here, and there's none on this one. So if you're rubbing your finger and you feel 2 dots like Braille, that's how you know that this is a lock. I think that's so stupid. I don't think that's safe personally, but I hate fishing my hand over here. And also I feel like the angle isn't right. Like these should be up. I mean, while we're over here, this isn't one, but it could be another. This feels like cheap plastic, and then grabbing this cheap plastic over here to pull this, and it's way too thick to grab. Just doesn't feel comfortable. And I know pretty much everybody's gonna feel the same way on this, but we got the piano black here and here. And as you can see, this gets so dirty. It's just filled with dust all the time. You pretty much have to keep a microfiber towel with you at all times and pretty much wipe this every single day, especially if you're gonna have someone in your car, because it just looks dirty. It can be like a day after cleaning it and it's gonna get dirty. Honestly, I feel like they were kind of on the right track with this, and if they threw that color in here, it would have kept it a lot cleaner looking, and I don't think it would have been that bad. So moving on is gonna be the cabin noise, especially when you're on the highway. I don't know if it has to do with these mirrors, but but when you're on the highway in this car and you have the windows up, the wind noise is incredibly loud. I don't know if they don't have like enough sound deadening in here, if they cheaped out on that, if the window glass like isn't thick enough, but it is just so loud. I'm gonna drop a clip here so that you guys can see how loud it is, and I'm actually gonna compare this to my TTRS. Kind of an unfair comparison because it's about double the price of a car, but my Audi is so quiet. So I'm gonna show you those clips right now. So really, to sum this up, the whole basicness of the interior kind of just bums me out and lets me down. I feel like there's so much more that they could have done. They absolutely nailed the exterior and made this look so nice, especially with the wide body. I mean, it just looked so good. And then get to the interior, and as soon as you sit in the car, it kind of just like lets you down. Another thing that I hate about this car is the front. And as we zoom in here on the grille, we see this foam piece right here. It just looks so ugly. I mean, they couldn't have covered that up. And I do apologize everyone yelling. I'm in a park right now and it's the first nice day in a while here in Pennsylvania. I mean, that looks so bad. I don't know why they didn't just make the grille go up a little bit more. I get it, that foam piece is supposed to be there for impact and just to have this sit correctly, but like I almost just want to take it out because it looks so dang bad. And just standing right here, you can see the sun glaring on it. It looks horrible. Okay, and last but not least, another thing that I hate about this, it's not the wide body itself, but it's the fact this is just like cheap plastic that they just stuck on here. They could have made that a little bit better, but it seems like it's stuck on by like 2 screws and just like 3M tape. I don't know how that's gonna hold up over time. And also, if you look over here, you can see a little bit of a gap going up, and I'm just a little bit worried about like rocks getting stuck in there. I don't know how that's gonna pan out over time, but I do think that those panels are cheap as heck, but don't get me wrong, they look absolutely amazing. So those are 10 things that irritate me about this car. Let me know in the comments what irritates you guys, and also I'm gonna leave a link of another video of gonna be 10 things that I love about this car next, so make sure you watch that so this video doesn't completely bum you out and make you think that this car is crap, because it's not. So make sure you watch that video and I'm gonna show you 10 things I love about this car next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.